This cake uses coconut milk for the most deliciously rich coconut flavor. It's easiest to mix the batter using a stand or handheld mixer, starting by creaming butter and sugar together for a few minutes at medium speed until it's lighter in color and looks creamy, like this. Switch to a lower speed and add the eggs. The recipe for this cake is in the video description and it's on BritishGirlBakes.com, with the ingredients listed in measuring cups and also in grams. Add vanilla and coconut milk, and when that's mixed in, add the dry ingredients: flour, baking powder, and salt. When everything's mixed together, divide the batter between 3 6-inch pans, which need to be greased so the cakes don't stick to the pans. These cakes bake beautifully flat, but for the neatest slices of cake, after the cakes cool, trim the tops so that they're level, and to take off that delicious sugary lip around the top of each layer, which is the perfect treat while you put this cake together. Look at how soft and tender this cake is. The coconut frosting for this cake is a cooked frosting that's creamy and not too sweet, and it complements the cake wonderfully. This is flour, salt, and both regular milk and coconut milk in a pan over low heat, and you need to whisk it until it thickens, which will take 5 to 10 minutes. As soon as it thickens, switch to a spatula and scrape along the bottom and sides of the pan, stirring for about 2 minutes until the mixture thickens enough to leave ribbons when you lift the spatula. It needs to be quite thick. Take it off the heat, add vanilla, and then pour it into a heat-proof bowl and press cling film or saran wrap down onto the surface to cover it. And then put this into the fridge for about 30 minutes to bring it to room temperature. You don't want to chill it, just cool it down. Then mix butter and sugar for about 3 minutes until it's soft and looks fluffy, and add the coconut mixture and mix for maybe 2 more minutes to make the filling and frosting for the cake. To assemble this cake, start by spreading a bit of frosting onto the middle of a cake board, and then press your first cake layer down onto it. Spoon on about 1/4 cup of the coconut frosting and spread it over the top of the cake layer, and then lower the next cake layer down, making sure it's positioned straight on top of the layer below. Repeat with another layer of filling and then the final cake layer, and then put this into the fridge for 30 minutes or the freezer for 15 minutes to chill and set the filling before you frost it. I always recommend doing a crumb coat first, which is a thin layer of frosting to trap any crumbs that come off the cake, and then chill the cake again for 15 to 30 minutes in the fridge or freezer to set this, and then spread on a final layer of frosting. I'm going to add texture to this, so I'm spreading it on quite thickly, and I'm using this textured cake comb in exactly the same way I would use a straight-edged cake comb. Resting the base of the comb down on the cake board to line it up straight against the side of the cake, spinning the turntable with my other hand and pushing the cake comb very, very gently against the frosting as the cake spins around, and then swiping the comb away when I can't spin the turntable any further. Spread some frosting over any gaps or indents in the frosting, and then use the cake comb again, and do this as many times as you need until the frosting is smooth. Swipe sideways over the top of the cake to flatten the frosting that's sticking up, wiping your offset spatula or palette knife clean after each swipe. And to add a quick finishing touch, I'm putting the rest of my frosting into a piping bag with a 4B tip, which is an open star shape, and piping a border around the top of the cake. Squeezing the piping bag to push the buttercream out in a textured bead shape, and then releasing my pressure as I pull the bag away, leaving a tail on the bead, which I'll cover up with the next bead. This cake can be kept in the fridge for 3 days, but make sure it's at room temperature when you serve it, because that way the cake and frosting will be soft and they'll taste their best. So take the cake out of the fridge about 2 hours before you cut into it. I hope you love this cake as much as I do. The recipe is on BritishGirlBakes.com, and you'll also find my cake school there, with online courses and memberships to take your cake decorating skills to the next level. See you there!